Hello everybody and welcome to College Sports Up. So the New Orleans Saints just blew out the Philadelphia Eagles 48-7. And this was a very important win because number one, we blew out the team that won the Super Bowl last year, even though they're not very good this year. But keeping in pace with the Rams, if the Rams lose tomorrow, then we're the sole place of the number one spot in their conference. As of right now, we still are, but record-wise, we're tied with the Rams right now. But also, we won 9 straight games, which is just fantastic. Drew Brees had an MVP type game. He was 22 for 30 with 363 yards and 4 passing touchdowns. So that just improves his MVP race with, I guess, Todd Gurley and what's his name? Patrick Mahomes. And then, I guess maybe Jared Goff, but as of right now, I do believe that the MVP race is between Drew Brees and Patrick Mahomes. So looking at Drew Brees' stats right now, for the year, he has 25 passing touchdowns, 3 rushing touchdowns, and only 1 interception so far. And statistically, this is his best season ever. He's about to break his own record that he broke last year for completion percentage for the year, which is just fantastic. And then looking at the other Saints performance, Mark Ingram had a very good game like he had last game. He had 16 carries for 103 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns. And then he also had did he have any receptions? No, he didn't have any receptions, which is strange. But speaking of wideouts or receptions, Tre'Quan Smith. So this is a very important player for the Saints that we need to get going. So obviously he's a rookie, but everybody talks about how the Saints only have Michael Thomas in terms of wide receiver depth because Tank Ginn's out for the year, and then Des Bryant, he's not going to be playing, and then Brandon Marshall, who knows what he's going to be like. But Tre'Quan Smith, he had 10 receptions for 157 receiving yards and 1 touchdown. And not only did he have great statistics, but he was making contested catches. So that really shows that he's matured for a wideout, even though he's a rookie. And then looking at Michael Thomas, he had 4 receptions for 92 yards and a touchdown for his 8th touchdown. And speaking of Michael Thomas, this is the first time ever in Saints history that wideout had a 1,000-yard receiving season 3 years in a row. So most likely he's going to be a Pro Bowl again. So it's 2 Pro Bowls in a row, having a great season so far. Has over 1,000 receiving yards and 8 touchdowns at this point. And then talking about the other young stud on the offensive side, Alvin Kamara. He had 13 carries for 71 yards, and then 1 reception for 37 yards and a touchdown. And I might as well talk about the other young stud, but on defense, Marshawn Lattimore finally got his first interception off of a really odd pass from Carson Wentz. So it's good to see Marshawn Lattimore getting an interception. He probably won't make the Pro Bowl. He hasn't been having his best season. But this was a pretty good game for him. A very good game for the Saints defense overall. Obviously only allowing 7 points. But the thing is, Carson Wentz only had how many passing yards? He only had 156 passing yards, 0 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. And he was 19 for 33, which is just awful. And he couldn't get the offense going in the first quarter. Or at least, especially in this first quarter. If I remember correctly, in the first quarter, the Eagles had like 28 total yards. I mean, you can't win when you're doing that. And they were down 17 points at one point to start the first half, or first quarter, really. And I believe they were down 24-7 to start the second half. And you can't really do that against the Saints offense. Like, yeah, the Saints defense isn't all that, even though they had 2 fantastic back-to-back games. But you can't allow the Saints to have a I would say a 10-plus score on you going to the second half, especially if they're getting the ball back. I mean, that's not how you're going to be winning games. But like I said before, the Saints defense was fantastic. I would have liked to see Cameron Jordan to get a sack, to get a 7th sack, because at this point I don't know if he's going to be making the Pro Bowl, but that's just a minor complaint really. Sheldon Rankins is having a breakout season. Everybody knew, or I would like to believe that everybody knew, at least on the Saints side, that Sheldon Rankins was a great player. Yeah, he only had 2 sacks last year, but he was a very good run defender. And this year, he should make the Pro Bowl. He has 6 sacks, and he had a sack this game, having 5 sacks in a row every game so far in the past 5 games. So he's just playing lights out at this point. PJ Williams, a lot of Saints fans don't like him too much, mostly because it's bad play. But he actually had a very good game today. I haven't seen any blown coverages by him. I don't know if that's on the quarterback or on the Eagles' poor offense, but good game by P.J. Williams and the secondary altogether. I'm trying to remember who got. It might have been Hardy who got the 2 interceptions. I'm trying to look. Oh, okay, no. Chris Banjo got the 2 interceptions. Number 31. I believe the backup full safety. Good for him. He's mostly a special teams player, but he's very good at that. I really like him, and it seems like everybody else on the team likes him. He actually got his first interception of his young career. He can't be older than 26, really. And this was just a complete win by the Saints, really. Keeping up with the Rams, making sure that Drew Brees is still a front runner, or at least a second pick overall for the MVP race. Really proving that they're a Super Bowl contender as of right now. Obviously, they're going to be having a tough schedule coming up. Just looking at their schedule, I know that next time on Thanksgiving Day they play the Falcons, which is, I know that the Falcons are 4-6 right now, but they have a very good offense. And I believe that Deion Jones is going to be coming back, and he's the pillar of the defense, really. And anytime when the Saints play the Falcons, for people who don't know, that's usually a really close game, really fun to watch. I mean, not for me or for Falcon fans, I can assume, because it's stressful to watch, but people who don't really have a side, I've been told that's a really fun game. And then the week after that, we go to the Cowboys, who could make the playoffs, really. They're 5-5. Thursday night on Thanksgiving, they're playing the Redskins, who unfortunately lost their quarterback. I mean, they lost Alex Smith. He broke his leg. So that's unfortunate. So the Cowboys can definitely win the division. Then we travel to the Bucks, and obviously that's the only team that we lost to so far. And then after that we travel to the Panthers, who we did sweep last year, and they did lose 2 in a row this past 2 weeks, but they're still a playoff contender. Then we host the Steelers, and then we host the Panthers. So those are 6 really hard games right away. I can honestly see us maybe splitting it, but I would like to believe that we will at least win 4 of them. But this is a very important win, just due to the fact that the last 3 games that the Saints are playing are against 2 of them are divisional rivals, and then one's a real playoff contender. But really, we play 4 divisional rivals, and then 2 potential playoff contenders. So this was a very important win. A very great win to prove that we are a Super Bowl contender, that wasn't proved before. Maybe even a front runner, really. So thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe, and don't forget to share this video. Thank you.